I'm just gonna have fun with it. I definitely want to get into some questions I have for you,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll just have fun with it.
You know, you know enough about my background and things, or at least from what you've seen,
I really
right?
don't.
No?
I really don't.
Okay.
So this is a good episode to get to know you.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
And I want to get to know you too. I want to ask you
Oh,
questions.
perfect. You can. I'm an open book.
Good.
So, yeah, but we're rolling. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the All In Show. I forgot what episode this was. I think it's 24. So we're climbing. We're climbing. Reached a good amount of subscribers. I'm happy. But I got a new guest today, and I'm real excited to get to know this person. So tell people what's your name?
Gabrielle Simmons.
Gabrielle Simmons. And how was your week, Gabrielle?
It's been great. Very, very busy. Trying to just juggle all the things. I run a couple different companies, and so it's always very busy.
Anything exciting this week that happened?
Everything is exciting every day.
Damn. Okay.
Truly, I am very passionate about what I do, so I get excited about even the littlest things. Trying to think of a particular thing though.
Yeah, give me like a particular moment within the past 7 days that just made that gave you goosebumps.
Really, one of the biggest would be on my way here tonight. Just connecting with a gentleman and we kind of pulled up one of his videos on my podcast. This young gentleman, he called me and he was like, "Thank you so much, for having me a part of your community." I just connected with Maurice, who just joined my company. He connected with Maurice and he does insurance. The gentleman who called me, his name's Anthony. And Anthony's like, I connected with Maurice and I was able to save him on his insurance for his property. And now we're going to rewrite his insurance on all his other rental properties and save him half the amount of money that he was paying before. And I was like, that's amazing. Both for Maurice, obviously, to be able to save a bunch, but then also for Anthony to be able to provide that service, because I know he's very passionate about what he does in that space too.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I like that. I don't know too much about. Ooh, that's the pizza man. He was knocking like the police. I like that.
That was a very interesting sound.
Yeah, that was a loud knock. I didn't expect a delivery driver to knock that hard,
Yeah.
but he did. He let us know he was here. I was like, damn, brother. I mean, I'm excited for that pizza, but it sounds like you're excited to drop that thing off more than we are to get it. Shit, son. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you laid a lot of words on me. Not a lot, but you laid a few words on me that I'm interested to know more about. My week was pretty good. My week was pretty good. I got an embarrassing story. And I also got these new tattoos right here.
Oh, dope.
I got you know who that is?
I don't.
No?
Mm-mm.
Did you watch Scooby-Doo growing up?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was 8,000 years ago.
8,000? Come on now. That was probably 20 years ago?
Yeah, at least, yeah. Scooby-Doo, you got Pac-Man, the little.
I did get Pac-Man.
The little things.
Yeah, I got Pac-Man too. Let me show the people what I'm working with right here. I got this gnarly, not gnarly, this spooky looking feller. This little gremlin of a ghost. That guy. So people watching.
Yep.
And
the color looks really good. It's
yeah,
very bold.
It looks. I like it. I like the color. I like a traditional kind of look, and I'm glad it was a traditional kind of look to it. So I was like, yes, more art for me.
Heck
You know
yeah.
what I used to do watching Scooby-Doo? I used to guess the villain.
Oh yeah, I thought we all do that.
Did we?
Yeah, we all want to know like who's the one committing the crime or whatever, and we're usually not right.
You know, I was 75% right.
Nice.
I was. It's always in the beginning. They show the good guy, but later on he's the bad guy. So you see Franklin over here just up to no good, meddling with these kids.
Right.
And he's like a good guy at first, but then once he pulls that mask off, you're like, Franklin, damn.
He was the one.
You're like, my boy Franklin is the villain. I'm like, fuck. I told you guys, but nobody listened to me. Nobody.
So you got those this week?
I actually got these yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty fresh. I mean, they're still all nice and moist, I guess. I put some, not lotion, but some Aquaphor on those bad boys. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of drying out, so...
Good until they start itching.
They itch. They itch a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I just rub it real nice, Try to get that itch away.
Yeah.
It helps for like 2 seconds.
Yep.
And then... Yeah.
Until it burns.
And then it burns. I
have my entire...
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you got going on? You got any more?
This entire leg is, it's all Greek mythology.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and it goes all the way up to my cheek, and the inner thigh is like I have like maybe this much that's not covered that I have yet to do.
Dang.
That I'm dreading, but that'll be the final piece to polish it off.
What part of like Greek mythology?
All different. I mean, I have Zeus on this side right here. This is Zeus with like a steampunk chick in the middle.
Okay.
I got a quote by Socrates. This is a little Athena symbol. Scylla, which is like the octopus. I have Poseidon. I have two Medusas.
Two Medusas.
You see that Medusa?
I see that Medusa.
That one is my favorite.
She'll make me turn to stone, isn't that right?
Yep.
Damn.
And then I have Pegasus. And then on the back of my thigh, I have Aphrodite and Gaia.
And Gaia? Mm-hmm. I don't know who any of those are besides Zeus, Athena, and I've heard Socrates. Socrates. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I saw that. I saw him in Bill and Ted, and I was like, is that how you pronounce his name? Socrates? Mm-hmm. Socrates? I butchered his name.
I mean, some people probably say it like that.
They might.
Socrates. Mm-hmm.
They might. I don't know. I'm not in tune with Greek mythology.
It was one of my most interesting subjects in school. Not subjects, but like things that we went over in. I don't even remember what class it was, but when we were going over Greek mythology, I was always very intrigued by it.
Nice. Do you have a little Greek in you?
I don't. No. I'm native to Colorado Springs, and I'm
really
half black and half white.
Oh, okay. I was gonna guess an ethnicity, but you just named it for me.
I stole the fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Philippine or Hawaiian.
Oh, that's new. Also my hair is straight right now, which it's usually never straight. It's usually curly. And then people say that I look like I'm Cuban or Puerto Rican.
Another good one right there.
I'm not that interesting. Just black and white.
You can just tell people you're Cuban or Hawaiian.
Yeah, no.
You can say you got some Samoan blood in you. Nobody would mess with you.
I don't got a lie to kick it.
No? I mean, it's just a little white lie. Right? No?
No.
Maybe.
No.
I'm a bad liar, so don't take advice from someone who's a bad liar. That will get you into a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to get into trouble.
No.
All right. I want to tell a little embarrassing story. So I ran into these guys on Friday. They're not from here. They're from Denver. This guy was just ripping it on a violin, and I was like, "That's so cool." I love the art that he's displaying. So I went up to him and I had my camera and I was like, "Hey, can I shoot like a little video for you guys?" This guy didn't speak any English. I didn't know. He's like, "Let me get my brother." He's in the van. He gets his brother out. Turns out they're from, I don't know where, but they said Georgia over there by Russia. No clue where that is. Let me look that up real quick because
Okay.
I didn't look it up and I'm curious to know where this is. But they said, you know who Khabib is? I'm like, I'm familiar with that guy. And they're like, yeah, we're.
And are you, or that was your lie? That you're familiar with Khabib?
I actually am familiar
Oh.
with Khabib.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was not a lie. So I told the truth on that one. Georgia Russia relations. Strained since the 2000. I don't want to know the 2008 war. Where's it at?
Geography.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, it's like right next to Russia. Dang.
Oh, it borders.
Yeah, it's like right on the
Or-
border of Russia. That's pretty cool, actually. So let me pull it up so these people can see what Georgia, there we go, is. So it's, yeah, right there on the border. So these guys were like, "We're from Georgia." This was after I stereotyped them. I didn't mean to stereotype them. I felt like a stereotype. And I don't want to say the word racist because that wouldn't be very appropriate. But I thought they were like Hispanic. So before I left, I was like, "Mucho gusto," which is, nice to meet you. And the other guy, the guy who didn't speak English, he was like, "Mucho gusto." And then his brother was like, "We're not from Mexico. We're from Georgia." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna."
That's great.
Damn.
That's
I'm
what
like, "Oh, okay, all right." I played it off cool, but
That's what happens when we assume.
yes, I shouldn't have assumed. I was just, ah. So I went back to my car and I was just like, "Dude, you got to reflect on your actions next time. Don't assume. Don't stereotype people."
Ask first.
Yeah, that'd be a great way to approach the situation. But long story short, that was my week. I had a funny little story, and then I got some new tattoos. But I don't want to talk too much about myself because I want to get to know you. So tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, that whole
All
that
the
whole
things.
shebang. Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm from here. Well, from Colorado Springs, and I run Real Estate Deal Makers, which is a real estate investing community. I'm not a realtor. I'm not a real estate agent, and I've been doing real estate deals for going on 6 years. And actually, my very first property I ever bought was in Pueblo.
No shit.
Literally 3 minutes from here on
Dang.
Elm Street.
On Elm Street in the
Yep.
slums. In the,
This is not the slums.
No?
This is a decent area of Pueblo.
tomato, right?
It's better than a lot of areas of Pueblo.
Better than Colfax, maybe.
I don't know Denver.
Oh,
Wait, there's a Colfax in Pueblo?
no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know Denver. And Colorado Springs, we don't have like a hood at all for real. We have
Are you sure?
what we call a hood, but it's definitely not. Yeah.
Interesting take on that. I feel differently, but we don't have to get into that at the moment. So, you're a native from Colorado Springs, and you run real estate deal makers in Denver.
Yeah, our building is in Lone Tree.
Okay.
So we're just south of Denver.
Okay.
Yeah, and I live in the Springs, so I drive up there a couple days a week to the office and do meetings or events and classes and things. And which I don't mind the drive. I have been a truck driver for 8 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's actually how I got started in real estate was through truck driving.
Really?
Yeah, I
How did
was
that start?
uh, trucking. How did trucking
How
start?
did you get into real estate from trucking?
Uh-huh. I was an owner operator. I bought my own truck and
Oh,
I was just making a shit ton of money and didn't know what to do with it. And I don't come from money. I literally was like, what do I do aside from spend it on everything? I was like taking trips to Dubai and Cuba and just traveling and just spending all kinds of money. So I wanted to know how to invest it. And I just like Googled, how to invest money and found real estate, and like how to buy rental properties or whatever. And I paid for a mentorship with Chris Crone, who's based in Provo, Utah. And he teaches how to buy rental properties. He doesn't, well, he didn't at the time. This was like 2019. He didn't teach wholesaling. He taught how to like buy rental properties if you have money or access to money to buy rental properties. I thought I had money, but I didn't have like really a lot of money to really be able to buy rental properties off the bat. So then I started researching and found out about wholesaling real estate and started just branding myself on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Facebook as I buy houses. And, I help save people from foreclosure and just, I'm a real estate problem solver. And I got my first two wholesale deals while I was trucking, just from making posts on Facebook, and was able to close those two wholesale deals. And then I was like, all right, I want to go back to Colorado because I was living in my truck over the road at the time. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to go back to Colorado and just do this full time. So that was the start of my investing journey. And at that same time, I bought the duplex here in Pueblo.
damn. Hustling.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Real quick, I'll have you pull your mic just a little closer.
Yeah.
You do got a soft voice.
Yes.
You're
What's
all
that?
boom. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so that way, people can hear you better. I can
Yeah.
hear you better.
Okay.
What is wholesaling?
What is wholesaling?
Mm-hmm.
Wholesaling is being the middleman or woman between someone who's selling a house, someone who has a house. Technically, they're not selling it yet because they haven't like listed it with a realtor or anything. But a homeowner and an investor. A wholesaler's in the middle. So as a wholesaler, I'm gonna get in touch with a homeowner and say, hey, usually there's some level of motivation. They need to sell quick, or the house is really, really distressed. It's a hoarder house, or maybe it partially caught on fire. Maybe it's a meth house, like whatever the situation. I come in as the wholesaler and I say, hey, I can purchase this property from you and this is the difficult part, is like running the numbers and determining what makes it a good deal for the investor. So, let's say, for example, I figure out that I can buy this property for $100,000. I get it under contract with the homeowner for $100,000, and my contract is assignable. So I can assign that contract because I don't ever have to buy the house. I don't have to even have any money, actually. I simply assign that contract to my investor for more than the $100,000. So I'm going to go to my investor and say, hey, I got this deal for you. Give me $120,000 and it's yours. And now this investor can come in and renovate it. Typically, we're usually looking at rental or fix and flip properties, but sometimes we do rentals. So this investor can come in and renovate it, and then they're looking at a potential profit of what they'll make after the house is fixed up of, say, $280. So it's worth it to them to buy it from me for $120. And I just make the money in the middle as a wholesaler.
So in layman's terms, you already kind of like put a name to it, but like a fix and flip.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well,
Nice.
but I'm not the one flipping it. The investor is.
You're just buying it.
I don't buy it.
You find it?
I find it. I find the deal that the flipper wants to flip.
Okay.
I find the deal and I get it under contract. And then I'm selling the contract to the investor, to the flipper.
Okay. Wow. We'll get more into that because I want to learn how to find a deal, the process of getting this deal under contract from X, Y, and Z to, the end of the road with that deal. And now you make profit. But you said you were a trucker, and I'm going to be honest with you. I got an embarrassing question. So with truckers, you see, when they got to go to a bathroom, they pee in a jug and they toss it out the window. Obviously
not
with
equipped to do that as
a woman.
lady.
Yes, as a lady. Did that happen pretty often with like male truckers?
Oh yeah, I would see piss bottles all the time.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, it's very gross.
So you would just stop at a rest stop if you had time? Or would you hold it?
Rest stop, truck stop. Sometimes, yeah, you got no choice but to hold it. But, yeah. Or occasionally, like, depending where I'm at, I'd just get outside in the woods and do what I would do if I were on a long hiking trip.
That's fair.
That
is fair. Mm-hmm. Well, that answers it. Sorry for that embarrassing question.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into the younger Gabrielle. So you said you didn't grow up with a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You didn't grow up in money?
Yeah, no.
How did you grow up?
Single mom. Moved a lot. My mom moved. We moved a lot. I went to, I think, 13 different schools as a kid. So, never really had a chance to, like, build relationships and friendships much. And that used to feel bad, but now I see that as kind of part of my superpower. Like, that's part of what's made me as versatile as I am today, is that I move so much and that I had to learn how to get along with different people with different backgrounds and ways of life. And so, yeah, just growing up, we always had what we needed, for the most part, but definitely, like, didn't experience luxuries for real. To have the opportunity to take a road trip to Texas was like a big deal. My grandfather lives in Texas. And so, when I was 22 was when I was like, I want to, like, really get out and explore the country more. I want to see it more. I had been in a relationship with someone who that was their dream, was to be a trucker, when I was 18. And so I went on the road with him and saw what it was like. And that's when I kind of fell in love with the idea of becoming a trucker myself and starting a company and getting to travel all over the country. So decided that would be my way out of Colorado because I didn't really see one otherwise.
So how long did you do trucking for?
I still am in the trucking industry. I own a company, and a co-own a company and a couple trucks and trailers. I don't really drive anymore. I mean, occasionally I'll do a load here and there on a weekend, or if I need to pick up a truck or something. But I've been in it for 8 years, since 2017.
Let me reframe
almost 9.
That question. When did you stop driving a semi-truck? Strictly for, like, that career path.
But yeah. So I started driving when I was 22. Drove full time, bought a truck, drove full time, came off the road when I was end of 23, I believe. Yeah, late 23, 24-ish years old. 24. did real estate full time, wholesaling full time specifically.
At 24?
At 24 and 25, yep. Then started buying rental properties, more rental properties, buying and controlling. So I've utilized arbitrage to get more properties, and we can get into that. But then I went back and started driving again when I was 28. So, yeah.
How is it people make money through trucking? Some people like work for an actual company, and then there's independent truckers.
Mm-hmm.
How is it they actually make their money? I've heard it's like good money.
Yeah. As a company driver or as an owner operator, operating your own truck, it's good money, decent money. But as an owner, not operating it and having to pay someone to drive it, it's not good money. But how truckers get paid is usually by the load. And so you like literally it's just an app for most folks. It's an app if you're an owner operator or run a company. You're just going on an app and seeing what loads are available, and it literally will be like pick up in Colorado or pick up in Pueblo, deliver in Colorado Springs. It's this many miles. It pays $1,000. That's really high. It actually would pay probably more like $500. And you select it if you want it. And so long as you meet the criteria of that load that's been posted, it's yours.
It's that easy?
Yep.
Dang.
It's that easy once you're in it. Not like getting set up in that business is
Different
not very easy.
ball game.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Wow, I might be in the wrong industry. I definitely am choosing my words wisely right here. I have goals and ambitions to become successful in different ventures in life and make profits from those ventures while pursuing my current field of work.
Yes, excellent.
Perfect.
I like the way you said that.
Yes, I gotta be mindful of who might be watching. That is very important to me now. Should have been established long ago. You live and learn. That's all I can say.
Our words are important. They carry a lot. They carry a lot.
You don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
There's eyes on you 24/7 that you did not even know were watching you. Like I had an experience this week with someone that I am working with, and they're like, "Hey, what were you doing at we have like a little arcade bar in Pueblo?" And he was like, "What were you doing down there? What was in your cup you had?" I was like, "It was just Coke." I was like, "Oh, okay."
What? That's a weird conversation to have
Not
with somebody.
necessarily for this circumstance. But yeah, I was like, wow. And it's weird because I had a weird intuitional feeling that day that this person could potentially be out here tonight, and I may or may not run into him. And I, called him on the phone on Monday, and we had that conversation. And I was thinking to myself, I should have listened to my gut. If I ever have that feeling again, I should probably listen to it.
Always.
So I was flabbergasted, to say the least, but I was truthful because I have to be. And yeah, it was just interesting to realize that
people are always watching.
People are always watching. That just goes to prove your point right there, prove my point. So going back into real estate now, I want to talk about that. So you started off wholesaling.
Yeah.
Not fix and flips, but you find the deal.
Yeah.
And then are you the one who reached out to the investors and everybody else for that?
Yeah, so when I got my first 2 deals, I didn't have any investor contacts. I didn't know anybody that wanted to flip these houses. I just knew that I had good deals that somebody would want to flip. And so I posted the deals on Facebook, and not for sale because I can't sell something that I don't own and that I'm not representing as an agent or with a fiduciary responsibility. So I posted them, as available. and got in touch with another wholesaler who had the investors' contacts, and was like, hey, my investor would be interested in getting this property. Let's do a joint venture, JV. So that means that we split the fee on it. My fee of what I was projected to make. I think on the first one it was, I think 16,000, and so we were splitting that 8 and 8, and his investor bought it. And then second deal, same thing. He came back and was like, hey, my buyer wants to buy this one too. And that actually went south with that wholesaler, who I won't name, but somebody I would never do business with ever again, because they lied and essentially tried to cheat me out of 10 grand. And well, actually, he did cheat me out of 10 grand. Not tried. Um, and yeah. So then I realized like how important it is to have the relationship with the investors, so that I know what the investors are looking for first and foremost. I'm not just chasing down random deals without knowing that somebody's going to buy it from me. And so I ended up establishing a relationship with that buyer. And because I told the buyer what was happening with this other wholesaler and how he was trying to cheat us out of this money, because ultimately it came back on the investor too, was money he was missing out on, that was supposed to be applied to the roof. And so he was like, hey, I like how you work. Like, I like that you're honest. And so like, let's work together. And so we found a way to, basically I just created a structure where he was paying for all of my marketing. So I didn't have to spend any money doing the things that most wholesalers do, which is like driving for dollars, cold calling, sending out mailers, like all of these different strategies to get in touch with sellers. I didn't have to spend any capital on. And I was already getting deals by spending $0 just from posting on Facebook. And so I created a texting system that utilizing a software that already existed called Launch Control, and just created like a whole process within that of how I could text sellers. And because I don't like cold calling. Have you ever cold called?
I have.
It is awful. It is not my favorite thing. And I'm much more of an in-person person. Or over text, I can use emojis and things that just at least communicate a tone better than I think even over the phone can. So just got really good at that, at texting and getting deals that way. And just my first year full-time wholesaling, I did 15 deals. And they were like very small shit deals. And then, but like building that muscle, right? Like learning how to do it and the process and improving. And then my second year full-time wholesaling, I started coaching people, teaching people too. And I did 43 deals that year.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Or damn, girl. That's fire.
Damn, daughter. That was my best year. 43.
Those are some numbers you're crunching right there. That's hustling.
Yeah.
Let's get into wholesaling a deal.
Yeah.
So, I know nothing about this. I shouldn't say nothing. I am not very knowledgeable in this area of expertise. So, was it a mix of like rentals, fix and flips? Like your first and second year, what kind of deals were you getting at?
Almost all fix and flips. And then I started acquiring some properties by utilizing creative financing strategies, such as subject to, buying a property subject to the existing mortgage, and seller financing, which is my favorite. And so I was able to wholesale creative finance deals to my investor. And so what that would look like, my best one, the story I love to tell, I acquired a property for $1,000 and just took over someone's mortgage. I ended up passing it off to my investor because he put in a little bit more money to furnish it and rent it out that way. But anyways, the seller needed to sell their house. They were moving. They were getting stationed to Alaska. Didn't want to be landlords. They owed $1,000 on some appliances, and if they tried to put the house on the market, they would have been in the negatives after they pay the agent commissions. And so I don't even remember how I got in touch with her, but I did. I went and met with her and her and her husband, and we talked, and I was just like, hey, we can just take over the mortgage. Like, the mortgage stays in place. It stays in your name. We take title, which gives us the control, essentially, of the property, and if we want to resell it at any point. And we'll pay off the $1,000 that you owe on the appliances. And that way, you're walking away without owing money. Like, instead of being in the negatives, which you would have if you put this house on the market and tried to sell it, because you have no equity, we can just take it over and you guys can move and not have to worry about it. So we did that. And then, so my investor paid $1,000 and then he paid me another, I think it was like $4,000, just because it was a pretty simple deal. So it was a pretty low fee to me. Yeah. And so those are the type of deals that we would do, fix and flips and those. And then I started acquiring some of those properties myself and turning them into rentals.
Wholesaling. How do you find the deal?
That's where I was utilizing the texting. So usually you're like pulling a list. So you can use a site called PropStream. It's my most favorite. PropStream.com, and it's basically the MLS for people who aren't real estate agents.
Okay.
Ooh, excuse me. So PropStream, you get, yep, that's it right there. And I'm affiliate with them as well. So you can go on there and just search like Pueblo, Colorado. And then there's different filters you can find. And let's say you select pre-foreclosure and high equity. So then it's going to give you a list of every property within that space that is a pre-foreclosure that has high equity. And you skip trace. And when you skip trace, that's going to pull the contact information for those properties and put it all into a spreadsheet for you. And you take that spreadsheet and you can cold call, because now you have phone numbers and you have emails of all of these property owners that have a bunch of equity in their house and are behind on mortgage payments. So you can just cold call them, you can text them, you can go knock on their doors, whatever strategy floats your boat. And mine was texting and really just getting people to come to me through marketing myself on Facebook as a buyer, as a I buy houses problem solver.
So are you looking at like fully renovated, furnished
No.
houses, or like beaten down, rugged
Yeah.
kind of houses?
Typically. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. So typically fix and flips, we're looking for the messed up houses. If I'm looking to acquire more properties subject to the existing mortgage to like hold as a rental, then I want properties that are in good condition, that don't need a whole lot of work.
Okay. I pulled up because I went to Prop Search, and you got to you got to have an account with them.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, you know what? Nah, we'll just go to good old MLS.
MLS? How do you have MLS access? Are you a realtor?
No. But you can just go to Google and look up MLS, and it'll pull up some like free sites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can just look up like because I looked up Pueblo. So
Yeah.
I clicked on one that's Pueblo MLS listings, and here we are. So just by
So,
looking
like,
at
that
these.
property right there.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about it.
I mean, just looking at it, I could tell you it probably needs work.
Let's look at the interior. Does it
Well-
have any interior? Yes, it does. Oh my God.
Continue.
No.
From
All right. Disregard.
what I can see, right? Like, maybe it was actually updated a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I could off the top of my head tell you that as a wholesaler or as an investor looking to purchase this and make a profit, if I'm flipping it, I need to buy that for closer to like 60, 70 grand.
Okay. Are you putting any money in your pocket on this?
As a wholesaler, no.
Okay. How are you getting the money for this?
I'm not. I don't need the money for it.
Why?
I just go to the seller and I say, "Hey, you tired of your house sitting on the market for the last 6 months that it's been sitting for sale and empty and costing you money? If you need to get rid of it, me and my investor partner, we will purchase it from you for 70 grand." And they agree, and we sign a contract for 70,000, and then I take it to my investor and he buys it from me for 80,000.
Interesting. So you're just like sweet talking them a little bit.
I'm just giving them what they need. I'm literally solving a problem for them. If they have money, they have time, they have no motivation, I am not their person. They don't want to be talking to me, and I don't want to be talking to them. If they need to sell, if they're low on funds, if they can't afford to keep paying property taxes, if they're going through a divorce, like there has to be a reason that they're selling the property from a stance of motivation.
Okay. I agree with you right there. Derek, help me out real quick. I'm clicking this eyeball, boom, and it still pulls up Georgia from Russia.
Oh, so double click the internet? Where it says no.
Oh, double click this guy. All the way up top.
So click over here
Mm-hmm.
and then double click the internet.
And then double click internet.
Double click it
Yep.
and then go right there.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then click spotlight.
Spotlight.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then click it again.
Yep.
And then go back to MLS.
Right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
I don't know why it does that.
Does it do that every time?
No.
Okay. All right. So going back to this deal right here, you're paying 60 grand for this. It has 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. We're not going to look at the pictures. We're looking at the outside. Are you going to have to do any renovations to this? I mean, maybe.
From what I saw in the pictures, yeah. Well, and I would estimate 60, 70 grand in renovations.
So you're buying this property for 60 grand. Number one, how are you getting the money for that?
I'm not. I'm just getting it under contract.
Okay.
My contract says that we will buy it for 60 grand.
Who's we? You and your investor?
Me and my investor. Yep.
So you already have that connections with the investor.
You don't need to.
No?
At all. No. It's a hypothetical we. Because the contract says basically it says purchaser, buyer, right? Gabrielle Simmons and or as assigns will purchase 2118 West Street, Pueblo, Colorado, blah, blah, blah. So that verbiage right there, as or assigns, allows me to assign my rights to this contract to
Okay.
whoever I want. That person doesn't have to be predetermined. And so I'm having an A to B conversation with the seller, getting them to agree to that 60 grand, getting that under contract, and then I'm having a B to C conversation with any investor if I don't already have one lined up.
Okay.
And just saying, "Hey, I got this deal over here. You want it?" "No?" "All right, talk to another person." "Hey, I got this deal over here. You want it?" "I got it locked up at 60. I want you to buy it from me for 70." And I never have to buy it because all of this is happening over a matter of a couple days.
Okay.
So I'm not buying the property. I'm not closing on it. I'm not taking title, nothing. I'm literally just showing that I have rights to purchase the property on this contract.
Okay. So we figured out W, X. Now we're going to figure out Y and Z. So you talk to this seller. You negotiate a price for 60 grand. Hypothetically speaking, this is all hypotheticals, but this is in real terms. Just to point that out. Get it under contract for 60 grand. You go to whoever investor you can find.
Mm-hmm.
They say, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll buy it from you for 70 grand. Why? Number one, why are you going from 60 to 70? If you're buying it for 60 grand, why are you going to, have this investor buy it for 70 grand?
Well, I set my number. So unlike being a real estate agent, I set how much I want to make on a deal. It can be 2 grand. It can be 50 grand. It really is dependent on the numbers and the spread. So because there's not a lot of spread here, let's say that I can get this house under contract for $20,000. Right? The seller's super motivated. They're just like, you know what, just give me 20 grand so I can go buy a truck and I'm over it. That happens. But I know I've ran my numbers and I see like, okay, from working backwards, if this investor is going to flip the house, and when they flip it, they need to be able to sell it for $200,000. After it's fixed up, we'll say that it's worth $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running the numbers backwards. After they renovate it, and they spend 60 grand to renovate, and some holding costs, maybe some interest costs they might have if they got a loan to do the flip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running my numbers backwards. If I see that this investor can afford to buy this house for 60 grand and I got it under contract at 20, I can say my fee is 40 grand because it's still a good deal for this investor.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going to be happy to buy that house from me for 60 grand. He doesn't care. Most of the time, they don't care how much I'm making on the deal because he's just looking at how much he's going to make on the deal.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is don't be afraid to throw big numbers out there. Because why not?
To some degree. Really, most of my deals, I've done a high volume of deals, but generally at a pretty low average. My average is like 7 to 10 grand per deal.
Okay.
But I don't actively wholesale currently. As part of Real Estate Dealmakers, we have the deal desk division. And so we do deals within that division. That's led by Dina. But in my wholesaling days, when I was actively reaching out to sellers and doing this type of stuff, I was doing anywhere from 20 to 40 deals a year. So at 7 to 10 grand per deal, like that's still a great payday for the year.
Mm-hmm.
At that volume.
Okay. So now we're going on to why. So now we got the property under contract. We got the investor. We got the numbers crunched. Now we got to renovate this, probably. I would assume so. No?
We don't. As a wholesaler, we don't.
No, but the property is going to need renovated
Uh-huh.
before we can sell it.
Before the investor can sell it.
Once
the
investor
investor buys it from me as the wholesaler, my work is done.
Oh, you're done.
I have no further involvement.
We figured out X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
And I didn't even know. Okay, I see. Is that easy?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You get your check, and all of that can happen from your initial conversation with the seller to when you're getting paid for the investor to close on it, to buy it. All of that can happen anywhere from within 3 days to 2 weeks. But these transactions happen quickly. And that's typically part of why this is a thing. Because it's unlike your traditional real estate. A realtor's going to come in and make sure the house is pretty, and a week later come in and get photos done, and then a week later post it for sale, and then it's on the market and people are coming to see it, right? Like it's a whole thing. Whereas with wholesaling and just sellers working directly with buyers, it cuts out so much time.
Dang. So you just minimize all that drama in like 3 days.
Yep.
I like that. So you went from wholesaling. What was your next venture after that? What was the next best thing you leveled up to?
Acquiring more rental properties. So then I started utilizing arbitrage to get Airbnbs. Oh, well, short-term rentals, I should say, because I put them on VRBO and my own websites too. But yeah, so I started utilizing arbitrage. And arbitrage is where you control a property, you don't own it. So essentially, I get a property under my control through a lease agreement. So I go to a homeowner who has a property posted for rent. And I say, hey, you want to rent this property for $2,400 a month. I will rent it from you for $2,600 a month. I'm going to pay you above market rent. And you're going to sign a lease agreement that allows me to sublease, allows me to market it, and to utilize it as a short-term rental.
Okay. So I looked up the definition. Real estate arbitrage involves profiting from price. Oh, man.
Disparities.
Your vision's way better than mine. Disparities by buying low in one market and selling high in another, or through leasing. Without long-term ownership, key methods include rental arbitrage, subletting, wholesaling, and house flipping. While legal, if regulators are followed, it carries risks like rental bans and market volatility. So that was your next venture. So when you say you got into like rental properties, what kind of, are we looking at units? Are we looking at like a duplex, a triplex, a quadplex, or like 10 units?
I already owned the duplex here in Pueblo, which I self-managed. I was landlording that and had a couple tenants. And when I got the my first arbitrage property, it was just a big ass house in Colorado Springs, like almost 4,000 square feet, and had a beautiful mountain views, huge deck in the back, already had a hot tub, and was partially furnished. And so I saw it and I figured that the numbers could work. I had just been learning about Airbnb arbitrage from YouTube University. I really didn't know what the hell any of this really was or how to do it. But I had a friend who, he actually was a student of mine. I was teaching him wholesaling. And so I'm teaching him wholesaling. He's teaching me arbitrage because he had been doing that. And he had like 4 or 5 rental properties or short-term rentals. And so I find this property and I'm like, hey, I think this could work. And I call the owners. That day I just started calling several properties and most of them told me no. But then this one was like, oh, I don't know, maybe that's something we might consider. Do you have some time to meet? So I go meet with them in person. I go to the house. They show me all the things and I'm like, yeah, I think this could work really well based on the numbers, blah, blah, blah. And I have other income. So I'm not just depending on the income of this property in order for me to be able to pay it, because that's the thing with arbitrage. Whether you're making money on it or not, you're responsible for paying that rent every month. So they just wanted some reassurance that I could pay that rent every month, whether I was profitable or not. They still weren't 100% confident in me and being new. And I was very forthcoming about that. But I said, hey, I have a partner who's guiding me through this and he has experience. And, we're not business partners, but he's available if I need something, and he'll help me ensure that I'm successful here. So they're like, okay, well, we want to meet with him. And so I scheduled another meeting. He came with me. We sat down and talked to the owners, and then they agreed. They were like, okay, we know you're new. We know that there's going to be some growing pains here for you in this venture, but seems like you have good guidance. And so, yeah, let's do it. And so we signed a year lease agreement, which I should have signed like a 3-year lease agreement because it ended up being a stellar property that I was making great money on. But after, again, being very forthcoming about how things were going and that I was being very profitable, he wanted to up the amount of rent I was paying he wanted like $1,000 more a month. And I think we settled on like $400. And then the second year, he wanted to up it like another $400. And I was just like, I'm not doing this. This is no. And by that time, the laws in the city had changed, so I wasn't making as much anyways. Yeah. I don't even remember what the question was that you asked me.
That's okay. So all this experience led up to where you're at today. Now you're doing real estate deal makers up in Denver. So are you in charge of doing anything you did in the past now, or are you just like kind of plugging people into place with different people to actually make a deal happen?
Yeah, now I'm the expert connector is my role in real estate deal makers, because we have several different divisions, if you will, but ultimately I've just built a really great community of people around me that are actively doing deals or that want to learn how to do deals or own a business, are attorneys, property managers, hard money lenders, companies that like I've built relationships with over the years that now they come into real estate deal makers and they become verified members. They go through, I have a whole in-house verification process that they have to go through, and they get to join as members. And then we have like a referral partner program. So the companies can refer each other and just do like business networking essentially. And then we have like our inner circle, which are verified investors. Because the thing with not being licensed and doing real estate is the wild, wild west, man. Like, people do some shisty shit out here. And I've experienced it more than once. And so with real estate deal makers, it's really been my focus to create a community that is trusted, that is people that aren't lying, that aren't inflating numbers, that aren't robbing Peter to pay Paul on a flip and just doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So that's what I get to build actively every day, and that's why I'm very passionate and excited about it. And while I'm not actively wholesaling, I get the opportunity to help people every day too, who come to me with their real estate problems, and I plug them into Dina, who she runs our deal desk division, and that's a fun thing, because that's a concierge service for investors, and I've never heard of anything like it in existence before.
No, I haven't heard anything like that either. To be honest with you, I feel like a lot of agents out there, or people in real estate, are, I'll say, I don't want to say egotistical, but like I was talking with you before, if you go and like ask for any advice or help, they don't have time for you,
Right.
kind of thing. So I think their mindset is in a different place, and they don't necessarily like want to collaborate
Yeah.
in a healthy way with different people.
That's true.
But
That's very prevalent in the real estate community. Most people are solo or solopreneurs if they own multiple companies. And, yeah, that's exactly what my group is focused on, is like getting away from that and being like, hey, let's collaborate. I always say there's no such thing as competition, because there's not for me in my world, in my space, because there's room for us to collaborate. Why would there need to be competition when we can collaborate? We can do it together. We can build together. We can do deals together. I can teach you something. You can teach me something. You may not know anything about real estate. You know things about something that I don't know, that if applied to my life, my business, my personal life, my health, my, right, like mental state. There's so many areas of life more than just what real estate transactions we're doing, that we can learn and grow from each other.
I like that proposition. I can teach you first aid, and you can teach me how to secure and do my first real estate deal.
Okay, I'm up for that, because I don't
All right.
know anything about first aid.
Perfect.
And
We
I
can
probably
do
should.
wilderness first aid, streets first aid.
I don't want to do any streets first aid. I'm the person who just runs away.
That's probably smart. Maybe. I don't know. There's 911 for that.
Yeah, exactly. I
Oh,
don't wanna get
no.
involved.
And she's a violent kitty.
Mm.
And when she gets on me, I'm like, I mean, you take a seat for a few minutes, and then if I try to pet you, you attack. And,
She attacked
you know, I like the personality and the character. I don't like the aggression, ZZ. So, yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Teach the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? Have it right here on the top of my dome. Real estate deal makers team.
Yeah.
First aid.
Oh.
Have a little
Have a class.
have a little class.
Do you have a dummy doll thing that you can teach us, like CPR?
No, but you can go to the American Heart Association, because you got to be like an accredited
Oh, to teach that. Oh.
association for CPR.
Okay.
But as far as like first aid and basic, like, I guess, life support,
Uh-huh.
you don't necessarily have to have any kind of accreditation for that.
Okay.
But that's super easy CPR to get. You just go to the American Heart Association and you look up, like, even just go to Google and be like, hey, CPR classes near me. You find one.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's super simple. People blow it way out of proportion than it needs to be. It's so basic. Again, gotta watch what I say. Anybody can do it.
Yeah. It's so simple a caveman can do it.
Yes.
Also, though, I do want to say I am one of those people that, like, to me it's important to teach others. So I have like a calendar link that I give to literally everyone. It's a 15-minute chat, and no, that's not a lot of time, but there actually is a lot that we can cover in that time, especially if you come with questions. And I'll give you that link, and, like, literally I would like to help you. I'd like to see you do your first
I would
deal.
love to do a first deal.
Yeah.
I just Pueblo is a very slim place to find connections to do deals. I mean, there's a lot of people in Pueblo who do deals like that.
Right.
But the amount of time they're willing to give you is like this much.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. I feel like, again, like you were saying, you should collaborate
Yeah.
and try to help someone who's trying to grow or learn.
Yeah, because I could also be like, you know, hey, call me, we can have a strategy session, I can teach you some things. And then, oh, by the way, I got 2 properties in Pueblo that I need somebody to go walk and take pictures for me. And instead of me having to pay someone who I would normally pay to walk, take pictures, and drop them into a Google Drive, I'm going to call you.
Perfect.
Quid pro quo, man.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. We're ready. We're ready thinking of innovative plans. I like that. So I definitely got a lot more questions. Is it good money doing, I mean, real estate?
Yes.
In what
In
aspect?
short. It's although the issue with real estate is it's cyclical, and so, like, it's gonna be good money at a point, and it's gonna not be good money at a point.
Yeah.
You don't have stability typically with real estate, so that's why, like, investing in rental properties is important. That's why I don't like to flip. I have flipped, but I prefer buy and hold. I prefer rentals because that creates at least some level of baseline of steady, consistent revenue.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking to get some rental properties in the future. They always say start small. Get like a duplex or a triplex. I'm like, no, I want like 7-10 units. Like, I want some units.
Hey, man, some people go all the way big. A gentleman that I know in Florida owns 0 rental properties, has been learning, and just connecting with other investors and asking questions and things. And he just acquired his first multi-unit. I think it's like 67 units or 68 units in Miami. And he just bought it. Like, in his first, he went from 0 to owning 68 units.
Florida is also a different demographic.
Oh, yeah.
Different ball game, to say the least, because there's more, I would say there's more to choose from in Florida, and there's a bigger demand and more of a consumer need in Florida. People are always trying to do that in
Yeah.
Florida. Like some some of the biggest people in real estate do it in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, every market is a good market.
You think so?
Yeah. It's all about the numbers.
Is Colorado a good market?
Pueblo is a great rental market because you can buy for so cheap and rent for so not cheap.
I agree with that. But if we're going up to Denver and I'm looking at some rental properties, it's going to be a different story.
Still great deals to be had.
I'm sure if you find them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely want to get some deals going in the
Yeah.
future. I've always thought about this question and I want to get your opinion on it. So when people were like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, how do you feel about that?
A lot of times, I mean, I don't feel any way about someone else saying that. You know, I'm like, hey, to each his own. Why not billionaire, right? If you want to be a millionaire,
Right.
I'd say you want to be a billionaire.
Sure.
More power to you. I've had people ask me that more so, or like, or think I am a millionaire, or like, you know, so how many millions do you want to have, or things like that. And I have said from the very beginning when I got in this business, I am not focused on being a millionaire. That is a natural byproduct of what I do. When you are serving people, when you're truly helping people, when you're encouraging others in ways that helps them change their lives and their families' lives, like getting into real estate is not a small thing. And it's a thing that seems unreachable for a lot of us, especially if you don't come from money. And your parents don't come from money. My mom bought her first house when she was 50. I already owned 6 by the time my mom bought her first house. And I was able to help her and guide her and help her understand the ins and outs. And then I helped her buy another property and turn her other one into a rental. And that is like, that's a big deal. And that's creating wealth. Her holding on to that property for, let's say, 10 years, she should see hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity built over time that now gives my little sister the opportunity to experience more wealth, right? And more opportunity and more security. And like that's a very big deal. And that's a lot of money just from one transaction, right? Over the course of 10 years, let's say. So for me, like being a millionaire is it's a natural byproduct. When you help people, when you teach people how to do the things that we all want to do, we all want to make a lot of money. We all want financial security at bare minimum, but ultimately we all want financial freedom to be able to be where we want to be, do what we want to do, take care of the people we love, feed our bodies well, right? Like we all want that. So helping people achieve that, it's guaranteed that you will make millions of dollars. But if you're just focusing on making millions of dollars, you may not.
Or it can make you a millionaire spiritually.
Yeah. Yeah, rich in spirit.
Yeah, rich in spirit.
Yes.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it that way, you'll be rich in spirit. And even if you don't achieve $1 million, you'll be, like, your heart will be so full.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of, like, get into an argument with myself. And lately it's been like this. What do I want to achieve as far as financial goals for myself? You know, because social media tells you one thing, but your heart leads you into another place.
Yeah.
All these people are like, you got to have this specific routine to be successful. You got to do this. You got to do everything down to a T. You can't have no sleep. You can't have no friends that don't think alike. You can't do stuff that's not going to steer you into the direction you want to go. And to an extent, I agree with that. But at the same time, is that going to be beneficial to my own mental health? Probably not. Realistically, looking at it from the outside in, I don't think so. I don't think if I spend all these hours, you know, just grinding away at looking at financial statements or analyzing different companies that, you know, sure, one day I'll reach my goal, but how many hours did I spend doing this that I wasted on relationships, love, connections?
Yeah.
That's kind of synonymous with relationships, but
I feel you.
that is the kind of argument I've been having with myself. Like, I want to reach financial freedom. Sure, I want to be a millionaire. Billionaire would be awesome. Realistically, I would be, if I had $1 million right now, I can definitely use that. And I mean, Grant Cardone says 10x it, but I would definitely be able to do something with it to be able to secure the next 20 years of financial freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can speak to that a little bit just from personal experience. In achieving the levels that I achieved at such a young age, especially, and not locking in, being firm in like what actually really matters to me, my values, I went off on a bad path. And like, I think what you just said, it actually kind of just hit me of like, oh wow, I'm living that now. And I was actually afraid of living that because I was afraid of being isolated. I was afraid of like, oh, but if all I do is work 24/7, then I'm not going to have any friends. Then I'm not going to have the opportunity to go out and have fun. Then I'm not going to get to show this other side of me. And now I'm in a state where I wouldn't want to be anywhere else because it's a different, it's not even it's not even a it's not embracing the suck when you're at the point of building something that you're really passionate about. You're not embracing the suck. It doesn't suck anymore. It actually feels better than when you're doing deals and you're making a shit ton of money and you're drinking all the time or partaking in drugs or whatever, like activities that a lot of people in that space get into. Because with the money comes power, comes attention, comes things that aren't always good. And I went down that path and was like going to Miami all the time and just balling out and just drinking a lot and really getting away from what was actually important to me, which was genuine connection. So what I find now is like I enjoy the fact that I work 24/7 because in the moments that I'm getting to connect with somebody, even in a setting like this, like it's genuine. It's deeper. It's more real because I'm caring about what I'm actually doing. I'm more intentional than just being like, yeah, man, balling out, making all this money. I'm cool. I can buy whatever I want. Like, nah, that ain't it. That definitely ain't it.
I agree with you. I think you do have to be intentional within your actions, and you gotta really dial in on your priorities and what you want in life. I think for a lot of people that comes later down in life. For fortunate people, sometimes it comes early on in life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like I'm wise because I'm not. I'm just a 23-year-old, trying to learn the ropes in life. But I would say I have my head on my shoulders better than most people my age. I met a lot of great people who share similar goals. But, I'm still young. I still want to also enjoy, partying, going out, having fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a part of me also does feel like, is that worth it?
Well, I mean, that can be fulfilling if that's fulfilling to you. If going out and partying and drinking is numbing, right? Or if it's making up for not having a meaningful, loving relationship, then no, it's not worth it. But if it can be fulfilling. There are people who what are they called?
Alcoholics?
Well,
I'm joking.
No. Like not event planners, but promoters.
Promoters.
Right? Like they're essentially just what I am, a connector in that scene. And they get a lot of fulfillment out of that, of knowing that like, hey, I can bring people together. I'm really good at bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in a bar and people are drinking and whatever. And like, but that's fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
That for me, that's it. Like there is no right or wrong. It's just, where do you feel most fulfilled?
And I see your point, because those moments are fulfilling. Because if my friend comes back into town and I haven't seen him for, a few months, and he's like, hey, let's go out and grab a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Those moments are fulfilling.
Right.
For some reason, I can't say that word for the life of me right now. But other moments, like, if you're just going out every weekend just to, I don't know, just to do it, then I wouldn't say that's super fulfilling.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And you bring up a good point, because I've seen how many months sober are you?
9.
9 months. Congrats.
Thank you.
It's awesome. It's a big challenge in life.
Yeah.
What made you kind of make that decision to flip that switch and cut alcohol out of your life?
I really didn't know that I had a problem with alcohol. I was a pothead for like 10 years. And then I quit that cold turkey because I finally realized that I was dependent on it to be happy. So I stopped smoking weed. That was like 8 years ago. And I've always drank, and like there's just been times of life where like I would drink a lot and I'd be like, oh shit, I'm an alcoholic. And then I would just not really drink that often anymore. So it was kind of always just like a wave. I didn't think that I had like a real dependency issue, or never felt like I needed it every day. But finally what made me come to the conclusion of like, this isn't for me, was in real estate deal makers. Like this is a new venture. This is essentially another shot that I get to cultivate the type of community and business that I really want. And that requires a higher standard from me. And I was only like maybe 6 months into this, and I go and I hang out at a party and I overdo it, like, again. And that was my issue, is I would drink too much. I didn't need to have it every day, but when I did have it, I would just go way too hard. And that night, actually, I drove home drunk and woke up the next morning and didn't know how I got home. Didn't know where I parked my car. And luckily, like, nothing happened. Nothing was wrong with my car or anything, but I was so ashamed. And that's not the first time I've done that. I had done that probably more times than I can count on both hands over the years. But this time it was like, one, do you want to be a story? Like, do you want to be on the news because your dumbass got behind the wheel of a car and killed a kid or something? You know, like, it really is that serious. It really is that big. Do you want to go and get a DUI when you're supposed to be leading a community of leaders? You're supposed to be encouraging and inspiring people to be their best selves, and you're showing that you can't control yourself. You know, like, just so many. And then the hangover, like, that whole day I was just useless mentally. And I have to be able to communicate with people. I have to be able to answer phone calls and talk about deals and coordinate events and all the things that I'm doing with real estate deal makers. There's no room for me to be asleep until 2 p.m. because I'm hungover. And I was just like, you know what? I obviously don't got it. I think that I have the discipline. I think that I can control myself in those moments, or just have a drink, but I've proven to myself that that's not true, and therefore it has to go.
I can relate to that. Sometimes there's moments where I'm like, there's no off switch. And I feel like you can only leave it up to chance for so many times. Yeah. And I've learned this in, life. Unfortunately, from having to learn from these mistakes, So yeah, it's a very good point. And kind of like at this point in my life. I've definitely learned from that, and it made me open my eyes and just really think about, is it worth it? How often do I want to do it? Is it something I want to have in my life?
Right.
So there's a lot. I mean, there's a big argument around it because alcohol is just so socially acceptable
Yeah.
everywhere.
But it's becoming less and less. I don't know if you've seen, but there's articles left and right and just things being publicized that I think it's 1 in every 3 Americans don't drink alcohol anymore.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's like staggering numbers. Liquor stores are all like pissed off basically because they're not selling alcohol like they used to. A lot of people are choosing to be sober.
Let me look it up.
Yeah. Staggering numbers, especially the younger generations.
Do you use ChatGPT at all?
Oh yeah, that's my boyfriend.
I swear to God, this is like me and Chat have a pretty tight relationship. ChatGPT knows my love life, my personal life, my
Yep.
business life, everything.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I call him Chad.
Really? You call him Chad?
Chad.
I like that.
Drinking less. Or not drinking.
Yeah, that's probably a better word. I'll put in 2025. Let's see.
Maybe drinking alcohol. But
Yeah, let me rephrase that.
roughly around 1 in 2 American adults report drinking alcohol, meaning a large share are either not drinking at all or drinking very little. So it's even less than what I thought.
Really, let me make sure this is up so everybody can see this. Now I want you to read that again. Put a little man, I don't want to do this to you, but huevos. Put some oomph into that. I want people to hear this from the bleachers.
Yes, by 2025, roughly around 1 in 2 American adults report drinking alcohol, meaning a large share are either not drinking at all or drinking very little.
Let me see what percentage is this.
It shows it right there.
Does it?
About 54% of US adults say they drink alcohol.
Wow.
The lowest level in nearly 90 years of tracking.
Wow.
That means about 46% of adults say they do not drink alcohol at all.
I honestly, I like that a lot because it means that it's starting to become a movement,
Yeah.
and people are starting to understand and realize that alcohol is not for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I'm proud of you, America. We're becoming less and less alcoholics.
Yeah.
And that's good. America was known for bootlegging.
Yeah.
And although that was a very rich part in history, it is not something we should fall into again. Learn from history
Right.
is what we should be doing.
Right. Yeah.
And I should definitely read a lot more history than I am right now, but I'm more in tune with other goals that I set. Speaking of goals, do you write goals down every day? What does your normal routine look like? I've been journaling a lot.
Nice.
So what does your routine look like?
So I apparently have ADHD diagnosed, and because of that, I don't have a routine, I guess.
Okay.
And I find routine annoying. So even if I start to develop a routine, I have to throw a wrench in it. With that said, I've done some journaling. I like to write my goals whenever I think about writing my goals. And so whenever that is, it most oftentimes is like just a few times a year. Maybe once or twice a year, I'll write out my goals for the year, or like for the quarter. So this year I wrote out my goals for the entire year by quarter. And then I will go back and look at them sometimes. But yeah, otherwise I was very much that oh, you gotta like set your number, right? Like, I'm gonna make $100,000 by March 30th. And like that had to be the thing. And I was not happy with life if I didn't reach that goal. And I feel like it's important that we understand the audience when we're talking to ourselves and when we're listening to YouTube and we're listening, right? Like, know your audience. Your audience is you. You know how you think. Do you need David Goggins to cuss you out and give you some fucking discipline?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that how you've been talked to your whole life as a child and you need more gentle, loving, hey, actually, you know what? It's okay if you don't do that today. You're still a valuable, lovable, important person.
Preach. Preach it.
Like, what? Know your audience. I was giving myself David Goggins when I needed
Gary V.
yeah, well, he's kind of David Goggins.
You think so?
Yeah, he still would be like, stop being so fucking stupid.
I feel like a part of him is like that.
Yeah. I don't know who to reference. Maybe Oprah. I needed more Oprah. More like just, like, it's okay. Yes, you are Superwoman and you can do anything you put your mind to and you can crush any goal. But also, you're great. Like, you don't, like, not reaching that goal doesn't make you less worthy of love or of friendship or of connection or of good, honest people in your life. Like, that's the message that I needed, that I'm focusing on more now than a goal.
I've been learning that lately. I've been trying to teach myself or tell myself that just because you didn't hit 100% on your goals today does not mean you're less worthy of what you think you are. Mm-hmm. Even 60% is a good benchmark.
Yeah. Even 10%. If that's all you had today, you're still amazing.
Damn. I like the positivity coming from you. It's uplifting.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Not a problem. I got a few more topics I want to talk about. One of them is, we'll get into this and we'll save the juicy one before we leave.
Okay.
So there's a movie I watched recently. Let me. Okay. Have you heard that quote? I'm typing in carpe diem, but have you heard that quote before?
I've heard that phrase. I don't know what it means.
So it means seize the day.
Oh.
Have you seen Dead Poets Society?
No.
Wow, really?
I'm not really a movie and TV person. Is that that's a movie, right?
Yes. So it's with Robin Williams, and it was, I want to say it was a movie back in the 90s, early 90s. It's where he was a English teacher, and he just defies the norms of structured private school teaching, how they condition you to, study all the time, 24/7, so that way you can become a lawyer, a doctor. He preaches that you should have independent thoughts. And yes, you should focus on these priorities. That's essential to, having a sustainable economy. But you should also seize the moment and stuff that makes you happy, that you love.
Yes.
So I really, and this is kind of what
Carpe diem
spiraled me into a whole rabbit hole in thoughts the past few weeks. So he says carpe diem, and that initially means seize the day. I think it's Latin. I'm not 100% sure. But in this context, let's see if I can pull up a good context. Essentially, life is short. You will die. Right? Everybody.
You will die, right?
Yeah,
Is what you
exactly.
said. Okay, yeah. I thought you said you won't.
You will.
Yeah.
Don't live somebody else's life. Act now, not someday. Find your own voice and make your life meaningful on your own terms. It's a direct challenge to the schools, rigid value of tradition, honor, discipline, and excellence. So Keating, he was the that was his role. He was Mr. Keating, or oh captain, my captain, isn't saying be reckless. He's saying don't sleepwalk through life. The ideas drives. I can't.
Drives, yeah.
Drives. You got better eyes than me. Drives the whole film. So, one of the characters pursued acting while he's going to school because his parents are forcing him to become a lawyer, and they paid lots of money for him to go to school to become a lawyer. But he's always wanted to pursue acting, and he's been afraid to tell his parents or his dad specifically that he wants to act. So he pursues acting. Todd finds his voice. He realizes that he really enjoys poetry instead of wanting to become a doctor. So he finds his voice in poetry. And yeah, it's just overall a good movie.
I love it. I love this saying right here.
Say it. Read it.
Live deliberately, speak up, create, love, risk being yourself before time takes the chance away.
What do you think about this?
That is everything. I think that's amazing. I'm really grateful that you just introduced this to me. I've heard carpe diem, but literally had no idea what it really meant. And that's spot on. That really aligns with what we were just talking about. You know, just being more true to ourselves.
I think so, because typically when people think of carpe diem, seize the day. There's a lot of people who use that quote to mentally lock in on something physically challenging, which, in contrary, could definitely mean carpe diem, right? Do 1,000 push-ups. But it can also mean create 1,000 paintings that just bring love to what you do.
Yeah.
So I think it speaks volumes.
It could also mean lay in bed and do nothing but watch TV all day and eat popcorn.
It could.
That is sometimes seizing the day for exactly what you want it to be.
I like that because, I don't necessarily think so. I feel like when I take a nap or sleep too long, I feel like I'm not seizing the day. I feel like I'm just wasting my time,
right?
Kind of thing. But then there's days where I'm like, man, I definitely enjoyed it, but did I do anything with my life? Not really.
What I try to do now is because I don't travel as much as I used to. So what I try to do is I try to think when I have downtime, or when I'm trying to create downtime rather for myself, I try to think comparing my right now with being on vacation. So if you just flew in to Miami and I just flew in to Miami for us to sit and have this conversation, would my mind be different? Would I be more relaxed? Would I be rushing off to my next thing? Or would I be like, hey, I got nowhere to be but here? Because that's how we are when we're on vacation. When we're in Miami chilling, that's how we are. We want to go sit by a pool and do nothing, probably drink, but we want to go sit by a pool and do nothing for hours. And that feels good to do. But when we're home, when we're here, when we're living a normal life, it's we can't do that without feeling bad about it.
That's a good point you bring up. Because it basically is the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's just in a different perspective.
And it's really challenging. I'm sharing with you what I'm trying to hone in, but it's very, very challenging to grasp that other perspective consistently in order to be able to appreciate where I'm at and give it the same feel that I would if I were on a vacation.
And it's all a challenge. It's challenging your brain to think a different way, to have a different point of view on different things in life. And it's just it's like a treadmill until you press stop. That's not really a good analogy because when you press stop, that's when you hit your deathbed. But imagine running on a treadmill forever,
That's life. Literally.
Basically.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. You can adjust different speeds how you want it to be. You can go faster and challenge yourself even more. You can increase the incline, or you can just like have a good steady pace.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different
That's a great analogy.
viewpoints. Thank you. You know, I just thought about that, and then thinking about it, I'm like, is that a great analogy?
Yeah, because also like with that too, what I thought of is like you'll see the results based on if you increase the incline and you increase the speed, the results that you see, right, like physically, are going to be different. If you increase the challenge,
Yes.
you're going to see a different outcome.
Okay, I'm glad you took something from that. I like that. There's one more thing I want to get into.
Yeah.
It's probably the juiciest. And although we didn't get into everything I wanted to, that's okay because I'm content with where this episode went. You know, I had a viewpoint, or I guess a plan of where I wanted to go, what kind of specifically what questions I wanted to ask. Because mainly when I have entrepreneurs on, I want to ask them like the nitty gritty real questions that, you know, young entrepreneurs want to know. But we kind of just took a different direction in it and got to know each other's like I guess mindset a little bit and where we're at in life. And I feel like that alone honestly makes for great conversation. So I'm not too sad about it. I definitely have some questions as far as real estate.
Sure.
But that's okay. We'll leave this juicy one for the closing. And that juicy one is, what advice would you give to a young entrepreneur wanting to create generational wealth for themselves?
That's an excellent question. A young entrepreneur, do they have money or
No, broke.
Okay. Broke is a mindset. So what I would suggest is get into wholesaling, probably. You don't need a real estate license. And whatever you're doing currently, if it's not running your own business, if you're working a job, make sure that you already are or will get to the point where you've been at that job for 2 years and go buy a primary residence like yesterday. If you've been at the job that you're at and you make enough to support yourself, go buy a house and use the FHA loan that you can get, because you can get a property for like 3% down, and depending on the market that you're in. But really, this can work for any market if you collaborate. So get around, if you're not already, around other young, like-minded folks and propose the idea. Hey, what if we buy a house together? You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to date. But if you're like-minded, you want to own real estate and you understand the importance of such. So buy a house. And if you work a normal job and you have W-2, it's fairly easy to qualify to buy a house. If the income is the issue, find somebody else to buy it with you, and together you guys can qualify. Somebody takes the upstairs, you take the downstairs, or whatever. Rent out bedrooms. You and this other person own the house. Maybe it's a 5-bedroom house, and then rent out the other 3. And now those 3 that are paying rent to you guys are covering all of or most of your mortgage. So that's my biggest recommendation, is like buy a house as soon as you can, and do it in a way where it's, it's an investment. It's not for you to turn to a frat house or like mess up, but you want to take care of it and build on it. And then, wholesaling. Wholesaling is not a great side gig, honestly, because it really does require a lot of time to be successful in. Either you have time or you have money in real estate, typically. If you don't have money, we've established this person I'm talking to doesn't have money, then they have more time. And maybe they don't think they have a lot of time because they work a normal job. They work 9 to 5. Okay, but what do you do from 5 to 9? That's 4 hours. Really, probably 5 to 10, 11, because most of us stay up later. But What can you do at that time? Even if it's just 2 of those hours, spend that time going out and networking with people, connecting with other investors, going to non-real estate related events and networking and letting people know, hey, I buy houses. If you're into the Broncos, go to some Broncos tailgating party and talk to people like you normally would and bullshit, but make sure that you throw in, oh yeah, I buy houses. I help people stop from going into foreclosure. I help people who are facing divorce and they need to sell their house quick because their ex-wife is a B word. Whatever, like, network and just connect with people in every setting, not just a real estate setting. And utilize your time efficiently to get some wholesale deals, because that'll get you the chunks of money. And that's what you need to move to the next phase. So do some wholesale deals, partner up with other wholesalers. Hey man, I know you're wholesaling in this area. I saw you posted a deal on Facebook that you're looking for a buyer. I'm not a buyer. I'm a new wholesaler. I would love to find a way to help you. How can I go and find you a buyer for this deal and we can JV it? You're spending time finding the deals. You need the buyers. Well, let me go focus on getting the buyers and then we're just splitting fees. Right? Like, yeah, I just encourage, collaborate, talk to people who are in the space, and stay away from the assholes who don't want to collaborate, because they're just not your people. And it doesn't matter how much money they make on every level, whether they're also broke or they are millionaires. There's going to be people who want to collaborate and respect someone who wants to come in and contribute with their time, because that's all they have to offer.
That's good advice.
That's what, yeah, if I had to start over, that's what I would do.
That's great. I definitely agree. I think you should collaborate and connect with definitely like-minded individuals, but get outside your comfort zone and just go connect with people.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like meeting strangers definitely brings some type of happiness in some way, shape, or form. For me, at least. That may not be for everybody, but I definitely have experienced that. So you had a lot of great advice.
Thanks.
You expressed your point of views, opinions, your mindset on a lot of things. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. I also have this exact same chessboard.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Chess is fun. I love chess.
I've been learning how to play. I've been learning how to play, how to get better at it, because I used to lose because I'm impatient. So I would just like hurry up and like make a move. And now I'm learning to like, actually, I can take my time.
It's it's a game of patience for sure. I'm not great at it at all. I play against people and I lose most of the time. I'm like, how did you even get me in checkmate?
Right.
What did I do wrong?
Right. Oh man, that's a whole thing in itself.
It is. It's like it's a hard game to hone in and I guess master. And there's professional chess players out there.
Yeah. I need to play some more. Actually, you just reminded me I need to re-download my app so I can get to playing.
I feel like an app doesn't do real chess justice.
It doesn't. It definitely doesn't.
Like, it's just way different. I feel like the CPU knows. You can't outbeat the CPU.
I beat it one time.
One time? Out of how many times?
Only like 10 or 11. Not that many times.
All right. Well, that's a 10% right there out of 100. And, you know, I'll take those odds.
Yeah, in reality, it's probably the same. Like if I was playing a person.
10% is better than 0.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
It has been a pleasure. Yeah, absolutely. Where can the lovely people watching find you at?
You can connect with me on Instagram, InvestorLadyG. If you want to see my trucker stuff, look at the hashtag TruckerLadyG. That's what my name used to be. You can find me on our website, dealmakersco.com. You can find me on Facebook, Gabrielle Simmons, and also Google. You can
Find you on Google?
Find me on Google. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, guys, there you have it. You know where to follow me. And if you haven't been following me, well, I think it's about time you get on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
We're reaching some new heights this year, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Heck
So, if you have not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow me on all social medias, because I'm just excited to see where this year goes. And I don't know what's going to happen, but if you're not watching, well, I don't know. That's on you. We'll get out of here. Peace out. Love to your mother. Whatever they say.
Peace and love, y'all.
That's right.